I don't know what comes to your mind by watching that trailer of Death by China, co-produced by Peter Navarro. And so when Trump was running for the last election, he ran on the China trade. And then that resonate with so many millions of American manufacturer workers. And I know that you have been dedicating to the investigative reporting about the CCP's trade and infiltration in this country. I mean, when watching that documentary, I mean, I'm heartbroken because I know that the trade with America's trade with the CCP not only hurts the Chinese people's human rights, but I also have destroyed American people's manufacturing sector. So talk to our audience about what inspired you, such a bright and young America, to be so dedicated and focused on exposing the CCP's crimes against humanity.
Sure. Well, you know, so much of my background in reporting has to do with exposing the Chinese Communist Party strategy of infiltration as opposed to invasion. And so much of that has to do with unrestricted warfare, whether it's exposing journalists, people in academia, the think tank world, or politicians for sort of being on the either de facto or de jure payroll of the Chinese Communist Party. But I think the most kind of in-your-face example that every American can just feel day to day, my stories aside, is the economic warfare that has been waged by the Chinese Communist Party. And I think that it's important to understand that this is all by design. And it's fair to say, I think, that the CCP has in some ways really seized the means of productions of America, right? They now control whether it's from the pharmaceutical drug supply to the clothes we wear, to even, you know, the hats that certain political candidates are wearing. It's all made in China. Steve Bannon, my co-host, always tells the story how the volleyball uniforms for West Point, our military academy here in the United States, that it was Chinese companies manufacturing them. And I think so many Americans, like I said, it's their, you know, day-to-day experience. It's their lived experience of picking up any item and seeing made in China. But I think, as you alluded to, there's really been a whitewashing of the crime against humanity that comes with what I always call the original sin of the globalist economic model, which is outsourcing to China. And the only way that that model works is with the complete subjugation and repression of the Chinese people, whether it's quite literally slave labor camps or just an abysmal quality of life where these people are barely living. They don't have free will. They don't have free agency because they live under an authoritarian regime. And I think that the Chinese Communist Party has done a brilliant job of really distancing the concept of China from the CCP. So when you think you're buying something that's made in China, oh, we're just buying something that's made from, you know, a competitor to the United States. They're not an enemy. But in reality, every time you buy something that's made in China, you're buying into a very evil system.